So, dear students, I welcome all of you for the chemistry class on 4th January 2021. Let's start the revision, my dear students. So, let's do some revision. So, see, our first chapter is about chemical equation. In the last period, we have studied how to balance the chemical equation. Now, my dear students, we want to study about the various types of chemical reaction. Let us study about the chemical reaction. So, we want to study about the various types of chemical reactions. Let us study about the chemical reactions first. Let us study the various types of chemical reactions. Can you tell me what are the various types of chemical reactions that we have? Dear students, do you remember the various types of chemical reactions that we have?
There are 9 types of chemical reactions.
No, but tell me one name.
Combination reaction.
Okay,
Replacement reaction.
just wait. First, we should go for combination. Then
Decomposition reaction.
decomposition. Then
Displacement reaction.
displacement. Then, my dear students, see, I'm writing.
Double displacement.
Then, my dear students, fifth one.
Oxidation. Endothermic exothermic
Oxidation and
reaction.
reduction.
Very good. Oxidation. Then we may have reduction.
Sir, endothermic exothermic reaction.
Yes, beta. Yes, sir. Definitely you are right. Seventh one, we have redox reaction. Eighth one, we have endothermic reactions. And ninth one, we have exothermic reactions. So this is how we understand about the various 9 types of reactions. Let's move forward and understand more about the reactions, my dear students. Let's study about more reactions. So let's move forward and study about the reactions, my dear students. Which one would you like to study first? Tell me. Which reaction would you like to study first? Let us start with the combination reactions. Let's first study about the combination reaction. Now, what is combination reaction? What is the speciality of combination reactions? So, two or more reactants combine to give single product. This is the speciality of combination reaction, that two or more reactant combines to gives us the single product. There is one more speciality, my dear students. If the products are, or if the product contain element, if the product contain element, combination reaction is generally exothermic in nature. So please remember, my dear students, that if the product contain element, then combination reaction is generally exothermic in nature. Exothermic in nature means what happens? We can say that the heat is released during the reactions. It means heat is released during the reaction. So this is how we understand, my dear students, the combination reactions. What do we understand about combination reactions? In combination reactions, we have generally two or more than two. In combination reactions, we have generally two or more than two reactants combined to give us the single product, and such reactions are known as the combination reactions. Now let's look at the examples of the combination reactions. Let us look at the examples. So mostly the oxidation reactions, are combination reactions. So what is oxidation? Combining with oxygen. Combining with oxygen. Let us understand this with some of the examples, my dear students. See, suppose you have carbon. See, if two carbon combines with oxygen, it will give us 2 carbon monoxide. You can see carbon is solid, oxygen is gas. Carbon monoxide that we gas is also a gas. This is combination reactions. You can see that two reactant combines to gives us the single product, and that is why this is the reaction of the this is the reaction which is combination reactions. Here we can even say, my dear students, that our carbon is oxidized. Carbon combines with oxygen. So please remember that this reaction is an oxidation reaction too. Same way, my dear students, if we have C plus O2, that gives us CO2 gas. This is even a reaction which is known as the combination reactions. The carbon is solid, oxygen is gas, and you get carbon dioxide gas. Same way, my dear students, burning of magnesium, if you look at the burning of magnesium, So burning of magnesium That is also a combination reaction. You take 2 mg solid, it is burned into the air in the presence of oxygen gas. It gives us 2 MgO, magnesium oxide solid. This magnesium oxide, what we get is a white powder. White powder. And this magnesium burns with the white dazzling flame. Please remember that magnesium burns with the white dazzling flame. Today after the class, I will again share with you the link where you can see this activity. We have already done this activity, so you will watch this activity, that burning of magnesium. Please remember that when magnesium burns in the air, it burns with the white dazzling flame. Please remember that the magnesium burns with the white dazzling flame and it produces the white powder. And this white powder which it produces is actually the magnesium oxide. And this is how, my dear students, we understand about the combination reactions that we can see into the case of the see especially into the case of the um, combination reactions. Now let's move forward and understand few more examples of the combination reactions. Let us study a few more examples of the combination reactions. Let us study about the more examples of our combination reactions. Just 1 minute, my dear students. Okay. So let us study a few more examples. Suppose you take one compound which is known as calcium oxide. This is also known as lime. When you add this lime to water, which is a liquid, the reaction between the calcium oxide and water gives us the new compound which is known as the CaOH twice. This is what it is known as calcium hydroxide. Please understand, my dear students, that this is what it is known as the calcium hydroxide. It is also known as the slacked lime. Slacked lime. So, my dear students, this process is known as the slacking of lime. When this reaction is taking place, there is some sound produced. Apart from that, my dear students, a huge amount of heat is also produced. So heat is produced. That means the reaction is, as the heat is produced, my dear students, we can say the reaction is exothermic in nature. So we can say this is an exothermic reaction. This calcium hydroxide or slacked lime that we have got is used for whitewashing. Please remember that this calcium hydroxide is used for whitewashing. Now, if we look at the reaction, CaOH twice combines with the carbon dioxide present into the atmosphere. It produces the CaCO3 and H2O. My dear students, this CaCO3, dear students, this CaCO3 is actually fixed on the wall. This CaCO3 fixed itself on the wall.
आप लिखने के लिए डिजिटल पैड का यूज कर रहे हैं? बैठिए 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 बैठिए।
Fixed itself on the wall. Whereas this H2O evaporates. And thus we have this calcium carbonate fixed on the wall, which gives the white color to the wall. And this is what it is, the process of the whitewashing, my dear students. So it is interesting to study about the whitewashing. Let us study, or let us revise the process of the whitewashing, dear students. Let's move forward and study about the whitewashing. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. बच्चों अभी तक जो समझाया, अगर उसमें कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो आप लोग मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. Okay, no problem. Now let us study the chemistry of whitewashing. Chemistry of whitewashing. My dear students, in the chemistry of whitewashing, we actually start our study by studying the calcium carbonate. So this is what calcium carbonate, this is CaCO3. Now when we study about CaCO3, my dear students, this is what it is known as calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. It is also known as limestone. Now dear students, when we heat this calcium carbonate, when we heat it, there are two products formed. The first product is our calcium oxide and another product is carbon dioxide. So when we heat this calcium carbonate or limestone, this is what it represents, the heat. On heating, we get carbon dioxide and calcium oxides. So we get carbon dioxide, we get calcium oxide. Dear student, this calcium oxide is also known as lime. This calcium oxide is also known as lime, my dear students. So this is what it happens when we heat the calcium carbonate, we get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now what happens? This calcium oxide, my dear students, if we add this calcium oxide into the water, so let us add water into it, H2O. This H2O is nothing but your water, which is liquid in state. So when we add water into the calcium oxide, which is also known as lime, it is also known as quicklime. Quicklime. So when we add this water, which is in liquid form, to the our calcium oxide, which is known as lime or quicklime, the product that we get is calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice, which is known as calcium hydroxide. This particular process is known as the slacking of lime. It is known as slacking of lime. And during this process of the slacking of lime, my dear students, there is a huge amount of heat is being produced. So huge amount of heat is produced, and that is why this particular process is exothermic in nature. We can say the process is exothermic in nature and huge amount of heat is being produced. So this is how, my dear students, we understand about the slacking of lime. Now this reaction particularly is the combination reactions that we have just studied in the section of the combination. Now please understand, my dear student, that when this calcium carbonate, when this calcium hydroxide takes carbon dioxide gas, this is what it is known as the carbon dioxide gas. This carbon dioxide gas when it is added to the calcium hydroxide, this is your calcium hydroxide. Dear student, it is also known as a slacked lime. We can call it as a slacked lime. So when this calcium hydroxide gets carbon dioxide, it turns out to be calcium carbonate, and small and water is being produced during this reaction. So in this reaction, my dear students, water is produced. Now, my dear students, if we pass some extra carbon dioxide to this calcium carbonate, if we give some more carbon dioxide to this calcium carbonate and water, combining, if we pass the carbon dioxide gas to the calcium carbonate and water, we finally get
ये एक सर कह रहे हैं व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप डाल देना तो सबको हो जाएगा
twice, which is known as the calcium hydrogen carbonate.
ये बाद में
Now
फिर
please
सर
remember, my dear students, that it is very interesting to know that when we have this calcium hydrogen carbonate with us, this calcium hydrogen carbonate is, there is very interesting thing about calcium hydrogen carbonate, that calcium hydrogen carbonate is water soluble. Please remember that calcium hydrogen carbonate is water soluble, whereas this calcium carbonate is water insoluble. Water insoluble. Please remember that the calcium carbonate is water insoluble, whereas calcium hydrogen carbonate is water soluble. So when we pass extra carbon dioxide gas, or when we pass carbon dioxide gas to the solution of the slacked lime, the solution turns milky. So this is the milky. This is the milky solution.
हाँ मुकुंद सोनी थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब करूंगी जरा।
जी जी।
ये पहले तो सारे बच्चों को जरा 2 मिनट के लिए बोलिए अपना अपना सब वीडियो ऑन